Hey guys, Virginia here. I would like to welcome you to the COLAB, the Central Ontario Laboratory. We are here to educate, inspire, and activate. Welcome to the COLAB.
Hey there, I'm Virginia. This is the hair that lives on top, and today we have some very special guests. Today we are introducing Mike and Rachel, who are going to be from Micro Puzzles, and we're going to find out a lot about their company and how they've been working throughout the pandemic. I'm really excited to introduce them. Mike, Rachel.
Thanks, Virginia. Hi.
Hi. Hi. So I'm so excited to have you on today. I have some deep hitting questions for you today. Like, what does it feel like to reach out to other businesses? Like, I know that you've done that quite often. So what does it feel like when you do that? Do you get butterflies? What happened the first time you did it?
I think actually it's pretty natural to feel butterflies or nervous. I think repetition and numbers, like it's a little bit of a numbers game kind of thing, and a belief in that your product is actually going to help them. We try to, when we reach out to a business, we almost kind of pre-qualify them, because we, like, one of our customers that I adore is Ron John Surf Shop, and how that came about is we literally were like, this would be an amazing product in Ron John Surf Shop. And so I think if you bring that energy to it, and it's truly, you're reaching out to them because, hey, this is going to help them. This is going to help their customers. This is going to allow them to have a unique product that maybe they haven't seen before, or a product category that they're not currently in. And it's also going to be kind of like a surprise and delight to their customers. So we have, with Micro Puzzles, we have the ability of putting anything on them. With Ron John's, we were like, hey, just why don't we leverage existing artwork? They sell tons of t-shirts. They have a lot of really successful t-shirt art. And so we said, let's start there. And what we did is we tried to lower the bar of entry. So you're not asking for a ton of stuff when you first contact them. You're trying to make it as easy as possible for them to say yes. And you want to make sure that it's a good fit. So like we may not call like a sanitation company or something, like there's certain things that, just aren't a natural fit for us.
And I think our first ask was just, can we give you products?
Yeah. Can we give you some samples?
Awesome. Just so you can see it. That's all we're asking. We're not asking, hey, do you want to make an order? Do you want to become lifelong friends? We just want you to look at our product. And
awesome.
And that was the first yes. And that yes led to other yeses.
So that was really just, hey, do you want to see something cool? And having them be like, I guess so. I could take a look at that.
I think the subject line of the email was hi, and then the name of the buyer, and was like, here's a puzzle I don't think you've ever seen before.
Awesome.
And that is it creates a little bit of intrigue. It's personalized, so they know it's not just some email blast.
Definitely make sure that you're, I know you want to send it to a bunch of companies, make sure that you're directing it right to them, because I've had emails sent to me and I'm like, they don't even know what I do. Like, no, I don't want to see anything, because I feel like, it takes a little bit longer, but I feel like they want to connect, and anything that you could do to connect. Because I've had people write to me like, hey, our dog, we call him Brian in Shipping.
Yeah.
Hey, we love Brian in Shipping. And then they go on to their pitch, which is great. Because I'm like, if you're going to talk about my dog, I'm like I'm going to at least listen. So, we're on both sides, that we're reaching out to retailers, we're reaching out to people, but also, there's people that are reaching out to us. And I like to see what I respond well to, as, what somebody else may respond.
Also, a little tip, if they're a smaller company, if you're going for a smaller retailer, follow them on Instagram.
Awesome. That's so smart.
We get agencies all the time, like literally 4 times a week. We get agencies trying for our business.
They want to collaborate.
They want to collaborate, or they want to do they want to take over our Facebook account or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
And one of the first things I do is look and see if they followed us on Instagram or followed us on Facebook. Because do they know a little bit about us? That's also a gold mine of research kind of thing, where you can open up with, hey, I love your, Brian in Shipping kind of thing. And I'm telling you, anybody that does that with us, we're like, okay, I'm going to read the end of this email.
Awesome.
A little bit built-in factor. So it is, it's natural to be nervous. Do it anyway. Yeah, awesome. Do it anyway. And just know that, but approach it.
What's the worst they're going to say is no.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Try again in 6 months, or maybe you just figure out why that wouldn't work and then just move on to somebody else.
And approach it with like a real thing of like, hey, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help your customers kind of thing. Because that's That's half the battle.
It's giving them a problem that you're solving for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Now, you mentioned artwork there. So how do you choose the artwork that goes on your puzzles?
Yeah. So, okay. So I have this thing that I like people asking me what they want on their puzzles. So we'll end up with custom puzzles, and most of the custom puzzles we'll get will be a beautiful photograph, but it will be half sky, half water, and
all blue.
All blue. Yeah.
It is going to be the worst puzzle and people are going to hate you. So, for us, I like finding things that are, bright colors and distinct lines. A lot of graphics are better for us. And we've reached out to artists that we've liked. One was like on our first trip to California, we stopped at this little shop and it's this doodle artist. He doodles.
Yeah.
His name is Greg Vizentainer. And when we started looking for images for our puzzles, Michael reached out to him and it's like, hey, would you want to put your images on puzzles?
And he was like, do I?
Do I ever?
Amazing.
So, and we've done that for a few of our artists. We do get some stuff off iStock, one of the, stock images. We like to change it so it's different for our puzzles. And I like to see things that I like in puzzles. So I like words a lot of times, or like if I'm making a puzzle, I like seeing like, oh, there's that candy cane. I know where that fits. So
we can modify stuff to, we'll modify artwork. If a customer's really stuck on artwork, there was one in particular, there was an Oregon national park that gave us like literally half lake, half sky. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we just took the word Oregon and made like a really cool logo sort of thing to make it easier to build up. But the one thing we do tell people too, like customers and stuff, we do tell them to leverage existing artwork. So if they have artwork that's already, a real winner on like a koozie or a Tervis cup or a t-shirt or a towel, a lot of times we can take that artwork, put it on a puzzle, and it'll be an immediately big hit.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. And it's a great way to lower the bar. Again, you want to try and get to the easiest way to get to a yes. And that's one of the ways to do it, because they're already familiar with that artwork. They probably already have it, so they don't have to. For them to get you that artwork is a lot easier than if they try to build it from scratch.
Cool.
Sorry, I had to go. We're still running our business.
That's the life of an entrepreneur. You are in the business. Here's a crazy question that I've been looking at your puzzle sign that's behind you there. How long did it take you to pick your slogan and your logo?
Relatively fast.
We had another company right before that we were trying to build, and we went on one of the sites called 99
designs,
and
we just
and you pay like, and they give you like all these designs. So in that we found a design that we really like and a designer, and we have been working with that designer.
Yeah,
so,
and then we ditched 99 designs and just direct.
And logo is a big. Michael loves his logo. Like his logo is on his computer, on our car, on the wall. He puts it literally on every wall in this company has a logo somewhere.
Awesome.
Which is great. It's building our brand and we love that.
Yeah, but don't make it a sticking point, because you can literally spend 9 months building a logo kind of thing. And again, the logo is never going to make or break you sort of thing. It's like I would rather have a good company and a crappy logo than a great logo and a crappy company. There's
For sure.
There's a guy named Brian, I'm trying to remember now, sorry. But anyways, there's a chart you can look online that basically has ideas and execution, and ideas on one side, execution is on the other. What is his name? He's from CD Baby is the name of his company, if you look him up. He's written a bunch of crazy books. But basically what he said is that success is basically your idea times execution. And so you can have a mediocre idea, amazing execution, and make a ton of money. Or you can have an amazing idea, poor execution, and lose money. So literally look up the chart. It's amazing. But anyways, so with a logo, it's one of those things that you can spend a ton of money, 9 months of your life, kind of just finessing it, and then never actually get started on the company.
Yes.
So it's important for me to like the logo, because it's, I put it on everything from my laptop to the car to like behind us sort of thing.
Yeah.
We like to build in little funny things. Like if you look at the thing here, there's a little smile.
Oh, there is.
and a little
Look at
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
So-
winks in one of
And he
our
winks in one of the
videos.
videos. But
Yeah.
but again, it's one of those things that you don't want to get stuck on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a solid.
Well, and think of it, if you're going to do your logo, one of the things to think of is you don't want to put a lot of color in it, because when you go to print stuff, now you're going to need full color rather than just like a one color.
Yeah. So make sure it looks good, small and big, and just kind of think about that. Basically, the
And it
design.
kind of tells people what it is.
Yeah, the
We're
dynamics.
getting all
of
the
kind
tips
of-
today. Yes.
Yeah, because I've seen somebody's logo and I'm like, what do they sell? Like I'm still looking at the logo going, I have no idea what they sell. So like you kind of want to at least put, if it's not in your name, part of your logo will give some clue of what it is.
Yeah. You can also do a 1.0, 2.0 on it. What you could do is, if you're not really 100% satisfied with the logo, you can always change it later, kind of thing. Like
That's
lots of
absolutely.
companies do that.
You mentioned
McDonald's does it.
archive.org, so yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to fail because of your logo.
Yeah.
So you're going to
Yes.
fail because you've concentrated on the wrong things. There's a really funny thing. It's like
They're not going to fail at all. Don't listen to him.
No.
Hey, there's
but
nothing
it's
wrong
just-
with a
so
little failure.
I have a really good friend at a really big company, and he was brought in because one of the divisions was a disaster.
Yeah.
And he walked in. I was like, hey, what's the problem? And he said to me, he's like, you know what? They're doing a lot of really great things, but they're all the wrong things. So like they're doing amazing stuff, but it's all the wrong things they should be concentrating on. And so like that's like, we're building a logo, and meanwhile, your customer experience and your product, your quality, your distribution, your all that stuff is all to the wayside. So you make sure you're concentrating on the right things. Don't get too
Awesome.
stuck up on a logo.
All right, now thinking about concentrating on the right things, what is the largest puzzle that either of you have ever put together?
Ooh, not many. Maybe 1,000 pieces. Maybe.
You have
1,000?
When I was young, I probably did 1,000 pieces with help.
Oh, yeah, he's a slow puzzler.
We did when we first started the company. We'd actually cut our first prototype, and I had a friend with me, and we did it, and it took 2 hours 7 minutes. And I'm not proud of that time, but that's how long it took. And I told Rachel, I was like, oh God, I just did the first prototype, and she's like, how long did it take? And I was like, 2 hours 7 minutes. And she's like, well, did you do the edges first? And I was like, yes, I did the edges first. And it was like, I was just not very good at puzzles.
I don't know if I've ever done a really big puzzle, because I definitely don't like sitting on the same puzzle for a long time.
Yeah.
I do remember at one point, I think one of the last bigger puzzles that I had done, you got to put one more piece, and you're just running, let me just, I'm supposed to get to work, but I'm going to do a couple more pieces. And I went to stand up because I was leaning over it, and I went to stand up, and I had thrown out my back. So I was like, oh, like I couldn't even move. I'm like, oh my God, like I've been standing here way too long doing a puzzle. So I don't think I was one for really big puzzles. I think I like kind of quick puzzles, and I like fun things in my puzzles.
Yes.
And I try to find those in our puzzles as well, hopefully. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Let's go with the most basic question. How did you get started? How did it happen? How did micropuzzles brew?
I've always been in the printing industry. We were looking for like a fun, cool product. And we kind of stumbled on it. It was sort of like, it was one of those things, I got to tell you that like when we thought of it, it really resonated. Like, I just felt like, oh my God, this is an amazing idea. And I just happened to, we put together like a prototype. And then I called a guy I knew who sells to other companies. His name's Bill. He's amazing. And I said, Bill, I want to take you out to lunch. I want to show you something. And I need some advice. So before he even saw it, he was like, Mike, listen, I get asked, 10 times a week of people that just have ideas and they want to show me something. So he's like, I'm going to go to lunch with you because I like you, but I'm just going to give you some advice. I don't want to work with you. And it's just like, if I give you some advice and it ends up being something, then you can cut me a check or whatever.
Absolutely.
Later. So so it was great. So I was like, oh, awesome. I'm going to take the meeting. Great. So we went for lunch. I had it in an envelope. I slid out a glued version of the puzzle like this, and then also a tube. And he looked at it and he was like, oh my God, I like expletive, love puzzles.
He's in. You reeled him in already.
One of the most important things is he's like, I've never seen this before, which was like, huge kind of thing, because he's seen everything. And so yeah, so that's
So
when
you like ran home.
yeah, I literally ran home and bought the website that day. I was just like, oh my God, yeah, Bill has not seen this. And then Bill said, like, listen, you need to show this to another kind of mutual friend. And I was like, wow, I've got a meeting. It was a Wednesday. I went to lunch on Wednesday with Bill, and he's like, you got to show this to this mutual friend. I'm like, oh my God, I have a meeting with my other, like at the time, my employer had a meeting with this person that I was with. So I called her up and I was like, hey, can I have a meeting after the meeting? And she was like, yeah, I'd love to talk to you. So I'm like, great. So after the official meeting, everybody left and I stayed with her in this giant boardroom. And I showed her to her and she got super excited. And she was like, I've never seen these before. Again, I've never seen these before. And that's when we knew, like, okay, we have got to do this. But when we first thought of the idea, it resonated huge. Like, I don't know what it was. It was just like, I got this feeling like this is something that we could do that has not been done. That is, like, we could build a brand around this. And that's really the thing.
And it was big because it was in printing. You know,
yeah, it was in printing. I kind of understood that. I kind of understood the nuts and bolts. Although, to be honest, again, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, we did it the traditional way initially. And now we've done it in a way that allows us to scale. So you just always have to be open for basically changing your processes, things like that. But yeah, I got super excited. I get crazy sometimes excited about stupid stuff. But this was one of those things that it resonated, and I was like, oh my God, this is a huge idea kind of thing. And it's weird because there's ideas that you come across every day and you're like, wow, that's a great idea, and then you just like walk on. But this was one of those things that was just full stop. It was like, this is an idea you could run with. And I don't know, I saw a blueprint like almost immediately. I was just like, oh my God, we could really do this.
So since you've been running the business for a while now, what is the hardest part of running your own business?
Oh, see, I think, no,
we're supposed to do that Schitt's Creek thing where,
we both say
distribution and I say our relationship.
No, I think the hardest part is just, we have not, and we haven't mastered it all. I think for us, like the balance, like we are always working, and there's some times that we just say we need to take some time for us. So like we actually, in the process of this, got married, which we didn't take a long time for a honeymoon because we had to work. Yeah, and it was kind of that crazy, hey, it's February 2020. We got plenty of time to take a honeymoon. And then pandemic hits, and just trying to find that balance and getting employees. And, it's more the fun part is making the puzzles. The running everything else has its problems, and
some of it too is realizing that you can't do it all yourself, that sometimes you have to hand off stuff. So we hand off, some of the artwork, accounting, things like that.
Or we've been spending too much time on things that we basically could be paying somebody a minimum wage to do. It's that same that we're spending, that we should be actually building our business rather than just building the product.
There's a saying that says, you should work on your business, not necessarily in your business. And so that is probably the biggest thing, is that we work on it, but we also work in it, and we have to kind of make it so that we do more on than in. It's the balance thing.
Yeah. I think that's very important. My next question was actually, what is the work-life balance question? And you answered it just in that little snippet there. So that's fantastic. And it's good for,
our relationship is really good, I promise. But it's that whole thing that, like, even when we go out to dinner, it's always like, oh yeah, we have to order stuff for our subscription box. And we, so it's not as much being able to, I think it's good that we work together, because then it's, it's not like he's working till midnight and I'm, sitting at home, or vice versa. We get to do it together, which has been really good. But it's the fact that we don't know. But we are taking a trip, our first trip away from the company. We're going to Hawaii.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Be fun. Yeah.
Which we did make an appointment with a puzzle company in Hawaii. Just saying. And we'll probably be on the phone the whole time. But
again, we love the product. We love the company. So
we love the customers. The customers, like,
and you have to, because
we get orders, and I know their names, like, sometimes, which is crazy. And it'd be like, oh, Caroline just ordered. And I'm like, she's ordered like, and I'll look up and I'm like, she's ordered like 23 times. And, and she'll comment to Brian and Shipping. So the other day I sent her a little photo of Brian and Shipping with her, hi, Carolina. And and just like a hello. And she went crazy. She loved that. So yeah, I don't know.
So
those are the things that entertain me sometimes.
My big final question is for each of you. You can answer it together or you can answer it individually. What is your advice to other entrepreneurs?
So my biggest advice that
if you get nothing else, listen to
it's
this.
just done is better than perfect. Just get it out there. You can tweak it. You might be tweaking something that you don't even need to be tweaking, or you could be working on something else. Once it's out there, then you can see what's wrong with it, maybe, and change it. You don't know where your company's going to end up. You always have that vision in your head, like, this is what I think is going to happen. That is not what's probably going to happen. So just put it out there, and whoever likes it. And if they don't like it, that's okay. But
done is better than perfect. Seth Godin actually says that the last 10% is for you. So basically you take your company to 90%, the last 10% to 100 is really just for you, not the customer. No one else is going to notice, that kind of stuff. So you can really, again, it's all about expending a lot of energy for stuff that really isn't paying dividends, kind of thing. So done is better than perfect for sure.
Yeah.
And then I would also just be, it kind of dovetails into that is adapt the idea of 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Like our first subscription box wasn't a nice printed box. It didn't, it was a white plain box that we got from Uline. We put stickers on, but again, it was proof of concept. People liked it. People bought it. More people, they told people about it, and it allowed us the opportunity to take those, that membership fee every month and invest it in printed boxes and better stuff and all that stuff. So that's kind of, that would be, don't get analysis paralysis where you because you can literally talk yourself out of anything. And there's never been a better time to start than, there's never been a better time than 20 years ago. And the next best time is now
today,
kind of thing, So
Awesome.
it's just, there's so many resources, so many things. There's tons of people that'll help you. All you got to do is
want to
ask.
see you succeed. Like,
you're
thinking that people are looking to
undermine you. It's not true.
And crush your dreams, but a lot of people want to see you succeed and just to go out and try it.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, as I do for all of my podcasts, I will ask you to get people to like and subscribe for us, if you wouldn't mind, and you just point down at the bottom of the screen wherever the like and subscribe button actually is, which I'm not sure ever.
Here.
Yeah, see, just like that, and just say like and subscribe.
And like and subscribe.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today on the COLAB. Bye.
Virginia, thanks.